Welcome to PALCS video series Winging It.
My name is Sarah.
And I'm Zealand.
And we're sitting down with PALCS staff, students, and alumni to learn more from and about the PALCS community.
And we're here to answer your questions, provide you with fun announcements, and dig deeper with the people that make PALCS possible.
Let's get into it. All right, today we're interviewing Mr. Patrick Antonucci, our high school's mathematics teacher.
Hi, Patrick. Welcome. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
Good, thanks. We have a few questions for you. Are you ready?
Lay them on me. What you got?
Okay. Well, for starters, how long have you been a teacher at PALCS?
At PALCS, this is my 6th year teaching.
Yeah. And what sparks your passion for teaching? What made you want to become a teacher?
So, funny little backstory is I did not do well in math in high school. And another funny thing is I've been teaching calculus since my first year teaching, and I never even took calculus in high school because I didn't like math. I started off at community college because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And you have to take a math placement test, or I did anyway. And I completely bombed it and had to start in like the class before pre-algebra. So it was like really, really basic stuff. And I started to understand math. And I started to like it, and I started to do a lot better. And I think when I was in high school and middle school, I didn't really grasp what was going on very well. But then when I kind of went back through it again, I really liked it. And I had one teacher in community college who I think it was for algebra. And he was a very dynamic teacher, and he had a very fun classroom. We still learned a lot. And I was like, if I ever taught math, I'd like to be like that guy, you know. And I really enjoyed his class. I liked him, his personality. And in fact, when I was pursuing a teaching degree, I actually went and talked with him after the fact, several years after I had him in class. And he just had like a real big impression on me in that sense. And that's when I started to pursue math more and to become a teacher.
What about him as a teacher really spoke to you that was so significant and special and stood out from your other teachers?
How he was connecting with the students and how he just brought personality into the classroom. In my years of teaching, I've noticed that students tend to engage more with teachers that they like. They'll definitely engage more with subjects that they like, but if they like the subject and the teacher, I think they engage more. And so like it really clicked in my mind how much the rapport that a teacher develops with a student really affects their engagement and their performance.
Definitely.
So Pat, when you aren't teaching, what are you filling your free time with? What are some of your hobbies and interests?
Right now I'm working on putting new floors in my house, so that's taking up all of my free time.
What kind of floors?
It's luxury vinyl planks.
Ooh.
So,
Nice.
yeah, I'm doing the whole first floor, all one floor without any transitions. It's going to look really nice when I'm done, but it's a lot of work. But I have 5 children, and so they take up some of my time. So that's a big part of my hobby is hanging out with them and investing in them.
How old are they?
My youngest is 5, and my oldest is going to be 14 next month. I have 3 girls and 2 boys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we have a busy house. And
No kidding. How do you keep them off the floor so you can lay down?
Yeah, right. The boys are involved in trail life, which is like a scouting thing. And so we do that. We just went on a camping trip last weekend. It was a little chilly. And the girls they're also in a group called Keepers of the Faith, which is kind of like a Girl Scouts type of thing. I like to run. We have a bike trail that's close to our house within walking distance. And so I'll do that. I like to read, drink coffee with my wife, you know, the good stuff.
Nice.
And how have you adjusted with having all the kids at home now with quarantine and them doing school online?
Yeah, so I feel like our family's kind of in an interesting situation because we homeschool our kids, and so they've already always been home whenever I would work from home.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife teaches them, and so it's definitely been an adjustment with all the restrictions and not being able to do this or that, or always having to remember your face mask when you go outside and go out in public. But it's been tricky sometimes. My 5-year-old, she'll sometimes sneak downstairs and be making noise. She'll be singing and stuff and just come down. I'm like, babe, I'm in a lesson. And I have to put her on mute. So, but we're doing all right. There's challenging times, but we're doing all right.
I have to ask, what helped you decide that you wanted to homeschool your children?
My wife, even before we got married, she wanted to educate our children, and we wanted to be the primary influencers in our children's lives. And a traditional brick and mortar school, your kids are there for like 8 hours a day, and then they come home. They still have homework or after school activities. And so we wanted to be very, very family oriented and very influential in our children's lives. And this is one of the ways that we could do that by educating them ourselves. Mm-hmm. And so we have a lot of influence in their lives. And
do you think it'll ever hit a point that you do decide to move them to cyber?
So my son is going into 9th grade next year, mm-hmm. and we've been having discussions about him perhaps coming to PALCS for high school. So we're still talking about that. We don't have to make the decision on that just yet, mm-hmm. but that's an option that we're considering. That's like the hybrid option of they're still home, but then they're being provided the education.
You said that you had a podcast for 2 years. What was that about?
So the podcast was called Dad Hackers, and it was primarily aimed toward Christian dads. So I would have guys on there that I would interview that would have insights or experience being a dad, or had expertise in an area that would be relevant for a dad. You know, I had some health guys on there, and then I would do my own episodes sometimes of things that were just on my mind.
Yeah, very cool.
So I did that for about 2 years. And then at the beginning of this school year, I needed to take a break from it because it takes a lot of work to produce a weekly podcast, which mm-hmm. that's what mine was. And they were like hour episodes. So
Wow.
Oh yeah. So I needed to step back for a little while.
Mm-hmm. So I guess one last thing you have to tell us is what you're thankful for this year.
I really appreciate that question, because it's easy to focus on all the negative that's going on and forget that there's a whole lot of blessings out there and a lot of things to be thankful for. So I'm very thankful for my family. I'm thankful for the opportunity to work from home, to be around my family a lot more.
So that's really cool that you're still so grateful to be spending so much time together. Anyway, thanks for meeting with us, Pat.
Yeah,
it's been a really pleasant conversation, and I'm glad to get to know you a little bit better.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, of course.
We'll talk to you next time.
Okay, sounds good.
All
Take
right,
care.
bye.
Well, Pat was such a sweetheart. Also, I can't believe Pat has 5 kids and is teaching at home and is so cool about it. Like, he's not losing his mind or anything. He's like, yeah, I'm really thankful to spend a lot of time with my family.
Good for them.
And I think it's so cool that he had a podcast. What was it called? Dad Hacks?
Dad Hacks, yeah.
That is so cool. Anyway, it was awesome. That was awesome. Thanks for watching Winging It.
We'll see you next time. Bye.